No, we've had a good offseason. We've had a lot of guys gain a lot of body weight and get stronger in the weight room, obviously. And, had some, guys lose some weight. We had some guys that we wanted to lose a little bit, and they've done a good job with that. I think these guys have been eating the right way. We've been doing a good job monitoring that at breakfast and dinner with them. So we're excited to see some of this hard work, pay off on the field, and that's why we're anxious to get to practice starting Monday. Execution, right? The guys now, this will be a lot of these guys' second year going through the offense or defense or special teams. So we expect to get out there and start at the second level of installs, if you want to say. So really want to get out there and execute at a high level and be very competitive. We're a lot stronger right now in the trenches, and we want to see what gains we've made as far as football X's and O's. It's great to be in the weight room and lift and run and gain weight, but it's all about execution out there and getting first downs and making stops. That's very important. I think whatever the number is, we lost count. Almost 30-something guys here at mid-year. So we're excited about them. Some of these guys are big additions. Obviously up front on the defensive line, we spent a lot of resources and effort right there trying to improve in that area, and anxious to get out there and see what a Steven Johnson can do, see what a Thomas Lane, a Miles Winslow, a Connor Knight. These guys are massive people, and I'm anxious to see how they play. We had two freshmen play a lot last year, in Jermichael Carter and Corey O'Brien. And I think Corey last year was 159 pounds as a true freshman playing, and right now he's 173. And Jermichael was about 172 a year ago, or not quite a year ago, right? Played, and now he's pushing 193 right now. Mekhi Paris is coming off his injury. He won't be going through the spring. There's another true freshman that played that unfortunately is missing a little bit of offseason, but summer will be very important to him. But no, we're excited. These guys, they get bigger and stronger, their confidence grows, and we need a lot of that. Yeah, he's cleared. He's been throwing for months. He's been cleared. Obviously, our quarterbacks aren't live in spring. We don't include them in contact drills. So, but he'll go through the entire spring. He's gained a little bit of weight himself. I'm still on him almost daily. I need him to get about another 15 pounds. But he's such a tall and lanky kid. It's hard to put a lot of weight on him.
Obviously, you talked about at the end of last year. You talked about how important this offseason was. Mainly to get bigger, stronger, develop depth, but you were going to be very hard on them. How have they reacted to that, and how's been the response?
We have. We've been throwing curveballs at them left and right, kind of keeping them on their toes. And we've had just a couple that decided it wasn't for them, and that's okay. That's kind of what we were looking for. I'd say right now I'm pretty proud of the guys. They've had a really good off season. They've kind of we've had our bumps in the road, but, we pull back and kind of educate them on the whys behind some things. It's okay that they don't understand, why we're doing some things. It's all about, making them mentally and physically tougher. And sometimes, they know football. They're so comfortable with football, they don't get very uncomfortable or rattled when they're doing football. So we've done a lot of different exercises this offseason, put them in stressful situations. And we're going to continue doing that through spring ball as well, and then throughout the summer. And just as important it is to be in the weight room and get bigger, faster, and stronger is as important to become mentally tougher. And I think that comes with confidence, and obviously it does come with strength. Some of these freshmen that played a lot last year, now they're going to their sophomore year with a season under their belt, and they're a little bit stronger. So I expect that confidence to continue to grow.
Two additions on your staff on the defensive side, and you especially want to do stuff with the defensive line. How does that look, and how's that working?
Yeah, very excited about right there. I think, Josh Brown and Chaz Scales are two great additions to the defense side of the ball, and they've blended great with the staff. They're big team guys. They're not these ego guys coming in here and, hey, we need to do this my way or else. And that's why I hired them. They're ambitious. They're loyal. They're got a lot of experience behind their under their belt. They, Josh is a coordinator of some sort for almost 11 years. Chaz been a defense coordinator for 3 and a special team coordinator for 1. So, adding close to 15 years right there on the defense side with experience. Very excited about that. And Tony's welcomed them with open arms. None of us are in that room over there and act like we know it all. We can continue to grow and get better each day ourselves. And I think defense has done a good job the last month or two getting ready for spring ball and I'm excited to see them on that side of the ball and what they bring to it, and maybe some twist here and there.
With that, you have a better defensive line, it appears, deeper defensive line. Will you be able to do more things this year moving forward, and will play calls be changed? Or?
Well, I don't know if more things is better, right? We need to be able to put our cleats in the ground and play ball. I think if you continue trying to complicate things, you might not move the needle as much as you want. So I'm more about the simplicity of it right now. Let's get our cleats in the ground and play ball, and not be so complicated. And as we get better, yeah, we can add some things here and there. But I think that's one thing that Coach Brown has brought with him. And we kind of have that mindset on offense. It's all about reps. Our offense is not overly complicated, but we rep it so much, we become really, really good at it. And there might be, by the nature of it, there might be some things on both sides of the ball last year that, we were looking for these magical answers because we were just not good in a lot of areas. And, I think it's natural for coaches to do, but you got to be careful with that. You start adding a lot of stuff where you can't rep and become good at any one thing. So I'm hoping to come out of the spring, and at least defensively, like we're really good at this, that, or the other.
Micah Davey, how's his knee?
Yeah, he's been running. He will go through some drills this spring. He'll be cleared for just a little bit starting next week, but he won't have any contact this spring, but he will get some drill work in.
Linebackers, you had to upgrade at linebacker especially.
Mm-hmm.
You were young, a couple of guys left the team. How important is that to get that second level going?
Very. I mean, that's another area we just needed some more depth. I mean, what do you guys see Jackson Anders and Peyton Lemaire? They played as freshmen last year, have not been through a off-season with us at all, obviously being true freshmen. But, these guys are starting to look like NFL-type bodies, and they're a long way from that. But I'm just saying they've changed drastically. Both of them are big, strong kids. The addition of Tristan Driggers. Here's a guy who's played a lot of football. He had a pick six yesterday, and I was like, hey, that was a layup. We gave that to you. And he started laughing. He said, nah, coach, quarterbacks never give it to you, But, he's somebody with a lot of playing experience that is going to be able to line up on that side of the ball and have a lot of confidence. He's played in some of the biggest games against some of the biggest opponents in the Alabamas and A&Ms of the world and had success. So he's been a really good addition at that linebacker room right there. And Jordy Toaston is going to be a sophomore that got injured last year right before the first game of the season. And he missed the entire season. He's another big linebacker. So we do have a lot of depth in that linebacker room that we didn't have last year, and that's why we leaned on two freshmen and then obviously Micah Davey.
Your offensive line, you got a lot returning. You got LeClaire, those are who started every game they played, and then you added something to it. How excited about this offense?
Yeah, the offensive line. We got 6 seniors. We got more senior offensive linemen than we had seniors altogether last year, right? So that's a pretty veteran group right there. Dylan's played a lot of football. Cole LeClaire's played a lot of football. So has Hezzy. So we got some guys there that have been through it. We did add a couple offensive linemen. William Bressy's a 6'6" center that we're excited to get him out there. He's got great bend. He's a strong kid. And then Cody Burkeen is a guard that he might be one of the hardest workers in the program. He's the first one here every morning. If I get here at 5, the kid's been here since 4:30. So you like to see that. They're two guys that got a chip on their shoulder. They're tough guys, and that offensive line room is a lot better because of them too. But at the same time, it is one area on our program right now that's got a lot of experience. So we're excited about that offensive line and their potential.
Well, is there any play calling difference on defense now that you brought the guys in, and an offense? Are you going to be basically the same?
No, there's, that we're going to do some things differently on defense, without a doubt. Tony's still a play caller, and Coach Brown's the co-DC, and Coach Scales our passing game coordinator. So those three, like I said, have been working great together. Tony's still going to call it, obviously, with those two's input. Offensively, we're running our offense. I think we're going to have the ability to continue to open things up. I think we're pretty deep at receiver. We're still young. We got a bunch of sophomores, but I think we're very, very talented with that group. I think we're pretty deep at running back. We will start our spring ball D'Angelo Durham's going to be cleared probably about halfway through spring ball to have full contact. He's cleared to practice. He will practice. Just he's not going to be in any live situations yet. Colby Ham, very, very similar to that. He'll be cleared at some point during spring ball. But with Joshawn Barbie, Bryce Strong, those two guys are electric. Bryce Strong's a transfer we got here in January. He's gained 21 pounds since he's been here. He looks kind of familiar to Darren Sproles. He's got a good build to him and is a fast guy. So I think we've got some weapons offensively. Quarterback situation obviously was Six Killer, and I think and Alex Flores. I mean, Alex is very, very similar to Six. I mean, if you were to stand at the top of the stadium and watch him throw, you might not can tell the difference. So we're going to have a pretty good competition in that quarterback room as well, and I expect Nate Glantz to continue to improve as well. So I like where we're at right now. Now obviously we got to get out there and execute. That's why this spring execution is the most important thing. But I like this team a lot. I like how they've been working over the last 4 or 5 months.
Obviously, after last year, a lot of talk about this being a big year. Is there more pressure on you, on the staff?
Some will say yes. I'm not going to look at it that way. I feel like if me and the staff come to work every day with this built-up pressure of, oh my gosh, we got to win, we got to win, we got to win, the players are going to start feeling that, and they're going to play uptight, and I don't want them to be that way. I do believe in what we're doing. I believe in my coaching staff. We have all recruited great before, and we have all coached great before. Some of us have played and coached in some very big games, so we did not forget how to do any of that by no means. It's just part of the process. We're developing a program here. We're trying to rebuild something. That's okay. That's part of it. So no, I'm not. Yeah, it's an important year. I'm not. Throwing caution to the wind by no means. But I'm not approaching this that way. I'm not. I mean, me and the staff are going to come to work every day with the team and work as hard as we possibly can and have fun doing it. I want the guys to be relaxed and have fun and their confidence to continue to grow and develop. So no, I'm not going to look at it that way, Jim. I'm not going to come to work every day like, oh, my God, we better do this, we better do that. And I'm going to come and be myself, and I want the coaches to be themselves and work hard.
Barbie came out of nowhere kind of last year. Had his opportunity. What growth have you seen in him, and how far do you think he can push it?
He's such a hard worker. I mean, I tell you, and hey, I was a former walk-on. I get it, right? You're a walk-on. You're kind of in the back of the lines. You're not getting a ton of reps, but I can't speak highly enough of the young man. He never complained. It was never in my office, why am I not getting reps? He was on the scout team for 6 weeks last year, but yet one of the hardest workers, and he still is. He is so hard on himself, and he's hard in that weight room on himself, and he tries to be the best version of him on and off the field, and that's why you've seen this guy flourish. I made the comment just yesterday out on the field, talent will only get you so far, but somebody that works as hard as him, the sky's the limit. So excited. He's about 192 pounds right now. I don't know if he can get any heavier. I don't know if I want him any heavier, but I'm really excited about him. And he kind of set the bar for Bryce Strong. Bryce Strong came in, he was 160-something pounds, and now he's, about 185. So those two challenge each other every day in a good way. It's healthy, but they work extremely hard, and they kind of they challenge each other every day. So it'll be a lot of fun seeing them two carry the football this spring.
I think the only thing I talked about was the secondary. Can you touch on them a little bit?
Yeah, I think secondary is probably the deepest we've been in a while, and we're still recruiting a few others. Levi White, I think, shined at moments last year. He's got a lot of growing to do himself, though. He's a guy that if he puts it all together, he can play at the next level. But he's only going to be a junior, so he's got another year under his belt, and hopefully that pays dividends for him this spring and moving into next season. But long, fast, physical DB. Jaden Matthews, very solid, and then, we added Joseph Leak, who was a 3-year starter, and so he's got a lot of plenty of experience under him. He's another 6-foot corner that's really long. Jelani, true freshman, played a lot last year. same thing. He's developed a lot in this offseason as well. And then, getting Vaughn Davis back, Vaughn, we got him at that nickel position right now, and he's just under 190. I'm trying to get him over that 190 mark. But, as far as, he's exactly what you're looking for in a football player. He's a warrior on the field. He's a leader on the field. He's ate up with football. I gotta remind him there's more to life than just football. But he is a great player, and I really am anxious for him to have that breakout season. I thought it would have been last year, but he broke his arm in that first game, and we ended up redshirting him. So having him back this spring is going to be great. And then the safeties, we're pretty deep at safety. Bugsy, Jamori, and all those guys, and excited about Coach Brown and Coach Scales taking that DB room under their wing a little bit and giving them some leadership.
Speaking of tight end, you're going to replace Klink obviously this year.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody that you like, or is there a group of guys you like the group?
Well, I tell you what, Reed Boyd's had a great offseason. He really has, and maybe I got a soft heart for some of these walk-ons. I don't know, but there's a guy right there that has worked extremely hard. He's got a great attitude, and if I was going to war with somebody, he'd be one of the first guys I'd put in the bunker with me. So I'm excited about him. And then Drake Martinez, he broke his foot last year in the summer, and so he hadn't practiced hardly one day with us at all. So anxious to get him out there and kind of see what he's able to do.
I guess the other area would be you're going to have to replace a new punter and a new kicker.
We've got our punter. Finn Loppin is here, and he's an Australian kicker, and I'm really anxious and excited about him. He is a very, very hard worker. He's very, very talented. So we're excited about him. We will still be recruiting a kicker, a place kicker. We had one leave after the semester started, so we didn't have that in sight, I guess you can say. But there's a lot of very talented kickers out there right now. And then once the portal opens back up, there'll be 500 kickers in there.
How much room do you have for portal guys after spring?
Not much at all. But I think in today's day and age, right, you better forecast that. So we're actively recruiting. Possibility of signing 8 guys, give or take. That's kind of our aiming point right now, knowing that things could change. But I don't think you can ever stop recruiting, not in today's world, right? It's not like the good old days you sign your freshman class and you're done until the fall. That just doesn't exist anymore.